Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Starved Rock Wedding Experts podcast, along with Guys on the Radio. We have so many different names. Hi, I'm Shap. How you guys doing? Thanks for joining us for another exciting episode as we dive into different wedding topics and things that can kind of help you plan your special day and maybe meet some of the different vendors that you might work with. Working with us today on this exciting experiment, we have from Starved Rock Lodge. She is the head wedding coordinator here. I probably screwed up her title again. It's Jenny Ralston. Sales director.
We're all going to get it done before Shap does.
She's the boss. That's all you need to know.
Kelly Champley from Sisters Dress Replanning Service. Seth and Mary from Seth Morris Photography. And Emily, actually, what last name? It is Overy. Emily Overy from Flowers Plus. Hi, Emily.
Hello there.
And our next wedding topic that we're going to talk about today is the difference between a DJ and an entertainment company. Because there is a difference between somebody who just shows up and plays music. We've seen, and I'm sure some of our friends here who have worked with other wedding DJs, or maybe not even wedding DJs, but just DJs, have seen different things over their course of doing things, whether it be somebody showing up with an iPod to play music, to a wedding DJ who just plays music and then they have to kind of have their handheld walking them through every single piece of the afternoon or evening. Correct?
Yes.
So
a resounding yes from all of us who've had that person.
I think us, like JC Phillips, I didn't even introduce him. He's back there running the camera, everything. Hello, JC.
Pay no attention to the man.
He can. If I say anything wrong, he'll just turn my mic off. But anyways, I think we kind of pride our business as the owners of the business of being a little bit more than just a simple wedding DJ, but more of a wedding professional, or I guess you'd say an entertainment company, right, JC?
That's right.
So, I mean, as far as... Hey, I didn't write this question. I'm just going with what the topic says on the sheet here. So, as far as, we like to try to sit down with everybody and make sure that your whole evening is taken care of from point A to point Z. So, we start with things that are going on, from learning how to pronounce people's names to like a hall like this at Starved Rock, which provides a unique working angle for a DJ because you've got two rooms that you're trying to get sound in. So we've heard stories of wedding DJs who aren't from the area, who've never worked here before, who are trying to blast all of their sound out of one room to get to another room.
Exactly. And not to mention the 100 yards away for the outdoor ceremony site, too.
Which is a third setup that you need to consider if that's the case. So, but I mean, as far as, entertainment, another aspect, I think, of the entertainment professionals, that they provide more than, say, just a simple DJ service. So yeah, we do DJ service, but we also have an acoustic musician on our staff, which has been a huge asset to us to help with ceremony music. We do ceremony sound. I would say part of the reason why we're so popular with brides from Starved Rock, besides some referrals from friends and stuff, is that we do ceremony sound, and we do it well. We know that that's as important as your wedding reception is, and it's a one-time deal. The ceremony is even more important. You got to make sure that's right. So, and when you're having over 100 guests at a wedding for a ceremony, and you don't have sound, it's going to be hard for them to hear. So we always recommend them having some sort of sound and having somebody who can either provide recorded music, which we do, or in a special case of having a guy like Kevin Kramer, who's multi-talented, who brings his guitar setup and a microphone and a loop pedal, and he's kind of like his own local Ed Sheeran. And really, I don't know if he's as hot as Ed Sheeran. I mean, he's not ginger. But
he's hotter.
He's hotter?
There you go,
hear that, Kevin? Seth is all about you.
So. That bolo tie.
I think that's so true, too, especially for a ceremony outside in like a semi-public place, even though there's usually not people back there here. It's that if you don't have sound, you can hear the trees, you can hear the people walking, you can hear things, and that's what people in the last row are going to remember, is that they couldn't hear anything that was happening. So yeah, I think it's really important that your DJ or entertainment company provides those things, and that they know when to start it and when to fade it and when to do. I mean, all those things you think, everyone knows how to do that, but like if your buddy Joe does it, like he might not realize that he has to know all that stuff and when it's happening.
Well, and another thing too, I completely blanked. I had a great point. I blanked.
I'll chime in real
Thank
quick
you.
on that, because like when I was thinking about the the question, like entertainment company versus DJ. Like you mentioned earlier, John, like a DJ could pretty much be anybody who has a speaker in an iPod or thinks, that has a YouTube channel that they can play. When we think about entertainment company, when you're picking for your special day, you should make sure that what they do is specialize in weddings. And an entertainment company is somebody like that, again, has a lot of resources in that regard, but also doesn't just focus on the music. It's like you said, it's a little bit of everything. It's understanding that every wedding isn't just a wedding, but it's an event. And I think that was, I think when I was putting the questions and the topics together, that's what I was thinking of is what we're doing is we're focusing on your event that day.
It's a once in a lifetime chance. You're not going to get another chance at it. So hopefully you're not going to get another chance.
Well, I also think like any event where you have people needs organization, and typically the photographer does it for a little while, and then the DJ takes over, and the DJ needs to know how to organize people, because you think, oh, everyone's been to a wedding, they know what to do.
They don't.
No, they have no idea. You passed out those little bubbles, they forgot. They didn't blow those bubbles. If your officiant doesn't tell them, everyone get out your bubbles, they have no idea. You think they know, oh, we're going to cocktail hour after the ceremony. No, they don't know. They need to be told. And so having a DJ who's comfortable to get up and guide the people into the next step, or here's what we're doing, or we're turning off our phones, or now we're going to go to the party, or whatever, those little things make a huge difference in just keeping the day running smoothly. And everybody, the 200 people that are there know what's coming, or where they're supposed to go, or what they're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And even though everyone's been to a wedding before, you'd be surprised how many people don't know what's coming up and need the DJ to kind of direct them. So I think having someone who's comfortable with that makes a difference. And
it's like you're essentially the entertainment director for the day.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
I mean, when they say MCs, you're the master of ceremonies. You have to have that pedigree to keep pushing the event forward, because exactly what you said, Mary. We just did a wedding together with just a couple weeks ago, where we were kind of talking about that, because there were some things that had to happen after the ceremony,
right?
And we officiated. So one of the things that we were able to work on is making sure that we had everybody that was in the hall know before they go for appetizers and cocktail hour that we're still going to need some people for pictures.
That was huge too, because I actually looked at the timeline on that. We had 3 big group family pictures to do. One of the families had 48 people. One of the families had 36 people, and one of the families had 25. And so we had JC, and he was the officiant, announced for those families to stay put. They did. It took me 10 minutes. We were out in 11 minutes. I was taking pictures in cocktail hour. So that makes a huge difference that we didn't lose anybody to the bar, which is like a huge, who wants to get pictures when the bar is open, So it was great that we were able to communicate that and keep everyone there so we could get those huge family pictures done in a timely fashion.
Hey, can I give props to Star Rock real quick? Is that cool?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the whole point of this.
Because there was a thing where at that wedding, Jenny Lau. We were sitting in the Star Rock room, cocktails were going, and there were still a few pictures that had to be getting, and the line for the bar was huge. And Mom ran in to go get a drink, and then you're like, wait.
That's right, she did.
Yes.
And Jenny's like, I'll get your drink.
Yes, that was the one thing. But I mean, it wasn't prompted, it wasn't anything, it was just the level of service that you get here at Star Rock.
Right.
It was just like Mary went and grabbed Mom, and then Jenny just automatically walked right up to Mom and goes, what can I get you?
Yes,
and
it was awesome. And most people don't really even notice those things that we do.
Yeah.
But that makes a difference in having just seasoned vendors, who are there for you, because she noticed that without any prompting and just offered to do it. And I thought that was very sweet. And you're right,
cool.
It made a huge difference.
One of the main things that we talk about when we meet with clients is photographers and DJs are your 2 key vendors here at Star Rock specifically. And I don't think people realize how important it is for DJs to actually be a part of, the wedding itself. They are the main part of your wedding. They're keeping your whole entire day flowing. They're keeping all of your guests informed on what's going on and what's happening next. Similar to what Mary said earlier, is that they've been to weddings before, but they don't understand. Mm-hmm. So if you have somebody who doesn't know what's going to be happening next, you guys for sure keep them on track the whole entire time.
If you're looking to book a wedding DJ and if you're not choosing us, I totally get it. It's fine if you do. But if you're looking for a wedding DJ and they have never performed at that venue that your wedding is at, they better be going to check that venue out ahead of time. I mean, when we do weddings at non-traditional venues like at private residences, or when the rare occasion comes up that it's a new hall that we've never worked at before, we always go take a site visit first because we want to know what we're getting into. We want to know how much sound we have to bring. You mentioned about how somebody, more than just a DJ, could, instead of just somebody showing up with a speaker and an iPod, or somebody's used to playing bars, 95% of the events that we do are wedding DJs, 95%. So we're very familiar with that. We like to meet with our couples ahead of time to know how to pronounce everybody's name. We like to have everything planned, as Mary was talking about, to Mary's point earlier, about taking control of the situation, being the person that's kind of organizing everything. We like to have all that stuff organized and known ahead of time, so that way when you guys show up and it's our time to run things at the wedding reception, you guys don't have to worry about anything. We take care of that stuff for you. So, and then the ceremony, having the sound and stuff outside at Starve Rock. It's funny, there are some couples who think they don't need sound for the ceremony or they don't want a microphone because they're shy and they don't want to be picked up on the mic. And the one thing that is really hard to get some couples' heads wrapped around, as much as it is about them, it's their special day and it's their moment. You also have to think about your guests too. The 150 or 200 people that are paying money to come to your special day and to be a part of it, and they want to hear what the heck's going on. So, And
I think you guys are really good at this because I understand if you're shy. Obviously, I'm not. Hello. But if you're shy and you don't want to be heard, I think you guys are really good at coming up with solutions to that. In that, I know we've worked a wedding before where the couple did not want to be heard, so we mic'd the officiant. So it was like they heard him say the vows and they repeated after him, but it wasn't actually the microphone in the bride and groom's face.
There's ways around it,
because they were too nervous. So
There's
I think too,
it.
having a DJ entertainment company, however, I don't know which category. I'm not sure which category you were saying you were, but
I believe wedding experts.
Okay, wedding experts. Entertainment company who specializes in weddings can have some more options for you, so you can kind of decide what you want to do, and they still know what's going to work and what's not. The other point I was going to say is, when I think of entertainment company, this is why I'm kind of confused, because we've had some people who kind of go even more extreme of what they provide, in that we had a DJ who literally sang all the songs. So we had the background checks, the tracks. This was at Dwight County Mansion, and he sang them all. He sang every song in a cowboy hat. So I think asking certain questions like, now, do you do the entertainment or are you an entertainment company? But that's what I think of is like, oh, that guy who, I think they knew him or something. But I was like, did you know he was going to sing? And she was like, no. And I was like, okay, cool.
He was the
but he was the entertainment, yes. So
so they had like music versions of all the popular songs. And
oh my gosh, it was hilarious.
Wait, so Shep, this is an idea here.
That's 2019. Guys on the radio are also guys on the mic.
We've got some of our DJs that fancy themselves as singers. So
there we go. Hot lips. Get on the mic.
He's definitely not one of them. So.
He's the dancing
one. So.
So I guess I'd say, in looking between a DJ and an entertainment company, I would ask them how many weddings they do, what kind of sound, if they have extra sound equipment or whatever for your specific venue.
Additional fees for extra equipment.
Yeah. Sure. Ask them about miking the ceremony and all the sound in the ceremony and all those kinds of things.
And asking them what they envision their timeline. What is your timeline? What do you think I should be doing? Because a lot of times you're going to notice that they're either telling you things or they're not telling you things. And if they're missing some of the key things, then okay, maybe this is not the right person for me.
That's a good point too.
And usually, it's funny. We provide all of our clients online tools that they can use, and it's can be kind of a wedding planner for them. They can enter their wedding party information, they can pick songs out through it, all this great stuff. And one of the sections is a timeline. And then usually when I meet with them, I'm like, there's a timeline option there available for you. But 9 times out of 10, they've never been married before. They don't know how a timeline works for a wedding. So usually that ends up falling down more towards, in the Starve Rock's case, they do a great job at it. They kind of have one already laid out for you. But in other cases, when it's not Star of Rock, it's the photographers driving the early portion, and then the DJ's driving the
Right.
rest of the portion.
Right.
Yeah, we hand it over. Yeah.
So that's the difference between a DJ and entertainment company. J.C. Phillips, anything else you have over there?
Mike. No, I mean, I guess to hammer, I guess my thought on what the difference between the two is this: is that in my mind, is that a DJ is a lot of people consider themselves DJs, and they're the guys that again. Just a lot of times bar DJs, a lot of times they may just be a buddy who's got some equipment, who can hook up an iPod and maybe has a microphone on the cable. So a lot of people consider themselves that. I think there are a lot of things that you can do to figure out how to separate the two. An entertainment company would be somebody that of course is insured, has employees, has the gear that they need. They're doing everything. They've got a music subscription service. They're running your event. They're
not
asking
playing
all
stuff
the
off
questions.
YouTube.
Yes, all those things, is what's gonna be in an entertainment company. Make sure you're getting the right thing for you, because there's anybody that says that they're a DJ, they can do it for $100 and come and hook up their iPod and talk in a microphone. But are they gonna move your event forward?
We could do the same exact topic for photographers. I mean, everyone thinks they all, hey, I got this awesome fancy camera, or hey, look, I got the latest iPhone that I can, zoom in and do extra blacks. I'm sure somebody's done it before.
I was gonna say.
Hey, you know what? I was an iPhone wedding photographer once, actually. So I went to a wedding in Florida, and this is what you run into when you ask friends and family to do things, but. The wedding photographer was supposed to be a cousin of the groom, and they never showed up. And we delayed the wedding. They weren't there. So my wife was, I think, pregnant, 5 or 6 months pregnant at the time. And here we are on our iPhones going around being photographers for their wedding.
Yeah.
So there you go. So that's kind of, why it's important. You want to hire preferred or specialized people for your big day. So an entertainment company, an actual licensed wedding photographer, a florist who does things at weddings and stuff like that. So that's gonna do it for this wrap-up edition here of the Star of Rock Wedding Experts. Be sure to tune in for another exciting episode coming soon. And we're out.
In all the same outfits.